Bonjour, je m'appelle Marina Goncharenko, and today I'm going to give you a tour of Quebec City, a piece of France in Canada, and one of the most beautiful cities in the winter. Quebec City is the capital of the province of Quebec, located in eastern Canada. It's 160 miles northeast of Montreal. It was the first permanent French settlement in what became Canada. Quebec City is the most French-speaking major city outside of France. About 95% of residents speak French as their first language. The city sits on the north bank of the St. Lawrence River. Quebec is an Algonquin word meaning where the river narrows. The city is built on a high bluff overlooking the river, which gave it a strong defensive position. Quebec City transforms into a winter wonderland from November to March. Often blanketed in heavy snow, the bright, colorful lights and holiday decorations make the city even more beautiful. It feels like being inside a snow globe or a fairy tale. Quebec City is rated by many as one of the most beautiful cities during the winter. Quebec City is broken up into two main areas, Upper Town and Lower Town. Lower Town is the heart of the city. This is the oldest part of Quebec City, a riverside district where European settlers first built the city. It feels like stepping into a centuries-old postcard. In the center is Place Royale Square. This is the site where Samuel Champlain founded the city. The square is surrounded by restored stone buildings. It has been used as a film set, at times portraying old Europe. The square is decorated by Notre Dame de Victoire. This is one of the oldest stone churches in Canada. In the evening, when everything is lit and snow is falling, it feels like you're walking through a living painting, creating one of the most memorable experiences. Right next to the square is Fresque Du Petit Champlain, a massive mural telling the story of Lower Town's fires, floods, and residents. Fires repeatedly destroyed parts of the district, leading to its distinctive stone construction. Rue Du Petit Champlain is the main attraction in Lower Town. This is one of the oldest shopping streets in North America. It's a narrow pedestrian street lined with centuries-old stone buildings. There are countless boutique shops, artist studios, cozy cafes, and restaurants. Each building is beautifully decorated. Every detail from hanging lanterns to colorful signage feels intentional. This is the most photographed street in Canada. Here's a quick highlight of Rue Du Petit Champlain. There are a couple fireplaces along the street where one can warm up. Lower Town and Upper Town are divided by a tall, steep cliff called Cap Diamond. There are several different ways that connect Lower Town to Upper Town. The most iconic and easiest connection is the historic funicular, a steep inclined cable railway that runs at a 45-degree angle. Right next to the funicular, we have Breakneck Stairs, the oldest staircase in the city. Upper Town feels like a walled medieval city with sweeping views. It has grand architecture and a royal feel. It's one of the only fortified cities north of Mexico. The Château Frontenac Fairmont Hotel is the most dominant attraction. This is one of the most photographed buildings in the world. It has become the icon and symbol of Quebec City, sitting like a fairy tale castle overlooking the river. Built in 1893, by the Canadian Pacific Railway to attract luxury travelers. Its castle-like design dominates the skyline. It has been hosting royalty and guests for the last 130 years. Its look is inspired by French castles from the Loire Valley, giving it a fairy tale appearance. At night, it lights up in Christmas colors. During snowfall, it has one of the most dramatic appearances. Even if you're not staying at the hotel, you can tour the lobby, explore the shops, and enjoy the restaurants inside. South of the castle, we have the Dufferin Terrace, a long wooden boardwalk stretching in front of the Château Frontenac. It's a very popular area to hang out and stroll overlooking the St. Lawrence River. At the end of the boardwalk, we have the toboggan slide, the glissade. It has been operating since 1884, before the chateau was built. The toboggan can reach speeds up to 70 kilometers or 45 miles per hour and is a favorite winter activity. South of the slide, we have the Citadel of Quebec, an active military fortress and museum shaped like a star. Next to the Citadel, we have the Plains of Abraham. This was the site of the 1759 battle that changed the course of North American history. Today, the Plains are Quebec City's Central Park. There is a battle museum and beautiful events venue. In the winter, it's very popular for cross-country skiing, sliding down the hills, and snowshoeing. Running along the park is Grande Alley. This is one of Quebec City's most iconic boulevards, an elegant, lively avenue lined with historic buildings, cafes, and restaurants. It's especially a hotspot at night. The avenue brings us to St. Louis Gate. Upper Town is protected by fortified walls. This is one of the big stone gates in Quebec's old city walls. On the other side of the gate, we have Rue Saint-Louis, one of Quebec City's most historic and picturesque streets running through the heart of Old Quebec. It serves as a central artery that connects the landmarks, historic sites, and places where people gather in the city. It runs right into the chateau. Across the street of Château Frontenac, we have Place d'Armes. Place d'Armes is a historic urban square located in the heart of Old Quebec, a beautiful city square framed by grand 18th and 19th century buildings. This was the heart of the fortified city. Horse-drawn carriages gather here and create one of the most romantic spots in the city. The area is full of restaurants, boutique hotels, and shops. The square also hosts one of the German Christmas markets. This transforms Old Quebec into a European-style Christmas village, blending authentic German traditions with local Quebec charm. Connected to the market is a small alley, Rue du Trésor, where local artists display their art. Quebec is world famous for maple syrup. It's the global leader, producing about 72% of the world's supply. About 90% of Canada's total output comes from Quebec. A very popular Quebec treat is maple taffy. There are many different storefronts where you can watch them prepare it for you. One of the most popular stores in Quebec City is La Boutique Du Noel, one of the oldest Christmas gift shops. It's filled with ornaments, decorations, and festive treasures inspired by Quebec traditions. Outside the store is Place de l'Hôtel de Ville, another public city square called the Living Room of Old Quebec. It hosts another German Christmas market. The market started in 2008 as a small gathering and has grown to include dozens of kiosks and a full holiday experience. Today, tens of thousands of people visit each year, and it has become an important part of Quebec City's holiday season. The square sits between Quebec's City Hall and Notre Dame de Quebec Basilica Cathedral. This is one of the oldest cathedrals in North America. North of City Hall brings us to Rue Saint-Jean. This is another main street inside the walls of Old Quebec. It's lined with more restaurants, cafes, and boutiques. Along Rue Saint-Jean, we have Saint-Jean Gate, the second city gate. Just outside the gate is Place du Ville, a central public square located between the old fortified wall and the modern Parliament Hill district. It feels like a bridge between different eras of Quebec. Part of the square becomes an ice skating rink. The square is surrounded by different theaters and performing arts centers. There is also a German Christmas market here with live performances. This is one of the most incredible settings for ice skating, where you are immersed in the Christmas atmosphere. The entire city seems to embrace the Christmas spirit, from the Parliament building to the storefront. Another experience many look forward to is going out to one of the many fine dining restaurants. One of the best in Quebec City is Le 101, known for its creative French-inspired cuisine, led by award-winning chef Charles Gignac, who was named Chef of the Year. His team is also known for training young chefs who have won major cooking competitions. Be prepared to spend some time here and savor every dish the chefs poured their passion into. Here's a quick highlight of the menu. 6 miles north of the city, we have Montmorency Falls. The falls are 83 meters or 275 feet tall. Montmorency Falls are about 30 meters or 100 feet higher than Niagara Falls. This is the tallest waterfall in Quebec. The falls attract nearly 1 million visitors a year. There is a bridge at the top of the falls where you can walk right over the crest of the falls. It's clear that Quebec City does not just survive winter, it celebrates it. In late January, Quebec City hosts the largest and oldest winter carnival in the world. So we took a couple of our kids with us on a trip, and Madeline came with us. Madeline, how did you enjoy Canada?
Bien, j'ai beaucoup aimé.
Our vision is to film the best city tours all around the world, from exotic Caribbean islands, Europe, and all the way across the globe. If you would like to partner with us, join our Patreon community. We'll share our travel guides for each city, packed with the best restaurants, hotels, vacation rentals, and fun things to do. Plus any promotions and tips and tricks we picked up along the way. We really appreciate all your support. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tour of Quebec City.
Au revoir!